Breachway content. Since we did a Marauder run last time, we'll be playing as the Arbalest. Let's blast off. As the Arbalest, we have two types of gameplay. We can either go full in on missiles or ignore them altogether. First up, we'll put our AI in our missile deck, get another energy, and get ready for that fight number one. So with our lasers, we have this little targeted icon. That means we have precision. That means we can specifically target which system of our opponent we would like to attack. We have a Firefly incoming, so that will be 4 damage next turn, so no need for shields. We'll pop our Conversation to get more energy for every 2 ordnance spent. That means we can play our Catalyst Pulse, which deals 4 damage now, and buffs all other laser cards by 1. Turn. The opponent will fire their Firefly, we'll pop our barrier. We have enough hull for rearm as well. And we can play one of our Starflyer missiles. Missiles have deplete, which means they're single use. But for that they do more damage per ordnance spent. So we have a single Firefly coming next round, so we can discard one of our barriers, play our second Starflyer, and shoot that laser. Since we've destroyed his missile bay, we can also discard the second barrier. Conversation, Catalyst, Laser Pulse. Discard the barrier. We'll get 2 from our rearm, so we'll reinvest 1 into ordnance, so we'll have 6 next turn. But he's already on 2 hull, so any attacking land will destroy their vessel. We're looking to pick up Paired Pulse. It's a really great card. It does 2 strikes, so anything that increases our damage will increase that 2-fold. So first, shields, laser armory. We're looking to pick up 2 cards here to buff our lasers. Neither of those is it. Ammo dump would be nice, but I'm going to pick up a Paired Pulse early on because it's just such a great card. The second fight will be mostly the same as our first fight. Get those Star Flares out, put up our buffs, shield any damage he does with his Flak Barrage. So we'll start with Barrier, Conservation for that free energy. Paired Pulse, we're gonna take out that his shield. Mostly because we should have had a second shield. Unfortunately, we're not drawing that one. That means we'll take some damage next round. But we can pop our rearm and go double lasers. Since nothing will benefit from the Catalyst Pulse this turn, I'm just going to discard it and discard the shield, because we have 2 Star Flares, and those will destroy his flak weapon next round. And that's kill number 2. As always, we're looking for asteroid ore if we find it. Unfortunately not. The laser has our Relentless, we're going to pick that up because that will combo nicely with Streamlined later on. The Harness Strikes, it just does not do as much as the other cards will do for us. Check the others, no. So we'll pick up the Relentless. We'll welcome our 5th crew member. We'll immediately stick him into our laser armory to give us that 1 extra card slot. We'll pick the credit cache over here. The other one is hull, and we don't really need any hull. The credits are much more beneficial. Unfortunately, we're gonna hit a disadvantage here. That does mean that our opponent gets to go first, so we'll likely take a little bit of hull damage. But that's fine because we have our space station coming up. So Star Flare, that will damage us next round. Unfortunately, we have no shields, so we'll just pop the Relentless, get the conservation going out. Laser Pulse, his Star Flare, fire the Star Flare. Ditch the Expand, and we do not have the hull capacity for it. I'll drop one of our energy income into hull, so we can hopefully play rearm next round. No, we've got another missile incoming, so we'll block that with a barrier. He is on 7, unfortunately we can only do 6. So hopefully we can take down his shield next round and get that volley out of the way. I'll go with the rearm. Ditch a target lock. It's not going to do anything for us this round. We'll launch a Star Flare to break his shields next round. We'll remove one from Ordnance to hull, get some more attack damage in. I'm going to save the barrier because he's going to launch that volley. So we've got 12 incoming. We also have 12 barrier. So we'll negate that. Get in a Catalyst Pulse to break. Shields. And then we'll go Laser Pulse to break his weapon. We'll keep both of these so we can unload next turn. Ditch the capacity, play the conservation, and get those lasers out. Ditch the Arbalest. So we can just put up the target lock, get a Catalyst in, and we'll see the pulse. That nets us a Shield Initiator, an always welcome sight. We'll upgrade, see if we can get that. No, unfortunately not. Double Relentless, it has no use. We do not want to upgrade our basic shield. I am a personal fan of the Firecracker, but we're going to pick up another Heart Pulse. That means we're going to the space station. If they have a heavy laser, I'm tempted to pick that one up. Fortunately, they do not. I do have a charged shield, but that's really not my favorite. None of the subsystems fit us anyway. That's Flag Shield Initiator we have. I'd like a Dynamo, but I'd also like to upgrade my reactor. in a second. Plus, we only have one slot on our shield currently, so we'll just leave shop and go hunt for some more cash. Our pal Zal is giving us some advantage. That means with Zal's specific crew ability, we get 1 extra round of resource generation. So instead of the standard 2 rounds of resource generation, we now get 3 of them, which lets us play our rearm into barrier against his flak barrage, fire a Starflare, and chip some damage in on his weapon. I'll drop the expand capacity to draw something better. Unfortunately, no shield cut thrust, but we do not need any shields. We have our power pulses, which will wreck his flak barrage weapon. So that one's out of commission. We'll play the Relentless. It's just 2 hull, and we have it this round with the 4 energy left. It's just going to do 6, so we'll play the 6 on his shield. Just don't have to think about it in 2 turns. So we got Starflare incoming. We'll block that with barrier. Get that conservation out. Fire that Starflare. Shoot his Starflare for 3. Hopefully the missile will take it out next turn, or not. We have lethal as well. I'll just end turn here. As a habit, always play your free cards first, even if you don't have to. Just best practice and destroy it. Come on, asteroid, no asteroid ore. There is our streamline, which is second part of the relentless streamline combo. In theory, you can infinitely loop as long as you keep playing your free laser cards. They have a chance to bring themselves back. It's really awesome. Unlike a previous run, we'll pick up Zan this time. Pick up the escape pod. Zan is a Newman, and there is a certain faction out for his blood. Thank you, Captain. Not many would have trusted a Newman on board their ship. I will aid you on your journey in return for your kindness. Unfortunately, we don't have any weapon for Zan to occupy, so that's fine. You can just hang out in the empty slot. Another advantage from Zal. Gotta love to see it. So we're looking at some pretty big incoming damage. The flak barrage followed by the covering fire. The covering fire doesn't do a lot, but it's still there every round, and it can add up in the long run. We do not have a handful of lasers, so we can dish the streamline, put up the target lock for that extra damage, the barrier versus the flak barrage, and we'll start off with the paired pulse, now hitting for 8 instead of 6, due to that buffing each strike once, and we'll launch a Starflare for 7 next round. So that's just 2 damage out of 6, so that's really great. We'll put up a conservation, put up another barrier. And this is really lovely. Our paired pulse will hit for 8, so that will store his squad flak. Then our laser pulse on his light flak, and that is harmless. We'll keep the Starflare. This is an awesome torpedo. We'll pop the rearm, fire the Starflare to keep our target lock going. That needs you to at least play 1 attack per turn to keep it active. Discard everything else. It's no use. That will be 7. We'll put 1 more into ordnance. Unfortunately, that's going to hit his shield. So we're looking at 16. He has no weapons, his shield's on cooldown. I'm going to wait one more turn and then unload. So even though all his systems are go, he's just on 16 hull. So that means Catalyst Pulse into Paired Pulse. So that's another 8. And we get it back, so that's another 8. Kill. And there you can see the start of that infinite loop on Relentless Streamline. Finally some asteroid ore. Going into this elite fight, we've got a maintenance dock and a subsystem cache. We're going to go this right side just to fight the elite. I'm going to upgrade my reactor once, get some more ordnance in. Fight that elite. Triple advantages, nice. Of course, that next elite is going to hit us with a disadvantage. No use for the streamline. We have a beam sweep incoming, so we'll put up a barrier, get that target lock out, so we can fire our star flare. Catalyst Pulse is not doing anything, so I'm just going to discard that one. We got our asteroid ore, which will combine into a rearm. So we'll go asteroid ore, conservation, rearm into laser pulse. I'm targeting his PDC because that will shoot down our rocket missiles. We only have one left, but you know, semantics. The PDC on this specific enemy, he can just keep reloading it, and every time he shoots down a missile, it will deplete one of his ammo. We'll go relentless. Start off with a paired pulse, targeting his beam sweep, because I can destroy that one this round, which gives us a laser pulse. That's goodbye beam sweep. And another paired pulse into his chain burst. And another one. We could fire the star flare, but that does nothing. We'll keep these two, hopefully hit that streamline, and can do the exact same trick again. So he has no attack, so no need for our shields. We'll go Catalyst Pulse into Paired Pulse. Now we've destroyed his PDC, so his buff is inactive. That means our Star Flare will hit next turn. Keeping these three. We're on 6. Oh, yeah, lethal. Oh, nice. We have a missile lock. That means +1 missile damage. And every 10 hull damage with missiles, we'll launch another free Firefly missile. Our equipment. That means we will be upgrading our missile rack attacks. Yes, we will. We've got that nice little firecracker. It does 2 damage 3 times. That means it's buffed by the target lock and the missile lock for a total of 4 times 3. So 12 damage for just 2 ordnance and an energy. So we'll pop it open, put that missile lock into our basic missile rack. Hit that subsystem cache. Command unit, always command unit. It increases our hand size by 1, which is huge. It can go into both the resource bay and the engineering bay. The best option depends on if you have any other subsystems or what could go into those subsystems. Our ARM engineering bay can have a bunch of shield-ish cards. The resource bay can have 2 resource cards, and the command unit will only hit 1 more resource subsystem node. So we'll put it into the resource bay for now. And we'll go fight that elite. Hopefully he'll drop the paint target. That will really boost us for even more missile damage. He has no attacks. We have a ton. That means Star Flare. Star Flare. Paired Pulse. We'll take that Trident Torpedo, because I'm really not looking forward to him hitting me with triple torpedoes in his turn. And there you saw the free missile, because we did 14 with missiles on our turn. The conservation into rearm. We have no attacks incoming, so I do not need to play the barrier this round. We'll play the Firecracker, which is now 3-3. We'll just play the Paired Pulse into his Trident. Skip the laser and keep the barrier for next round to block the Star Flare. So put up the barrier, get the Relentless out, play the target block into that Catalyst Pulse. It doesn't buff anything, but we'll need the attack for target lock. We'll take out his Star Flare next round, so I can discard barrier. And we'll just Laser Pulse. Unfortunately, we got aim correction, that's the flak equivalent. So we'll just get an upgrade. Pick up that volley. Definitely picking the prep volley. It fires 3 missiles after 3 turns. And those are all buffed by 1. By 2 if we also get the target lock up. Okay, let's see. Well, first we'll sell our incorrection. We're not going to use it ourselves. Burst, fortify. I'm going to sell our own shield. Pick a burst. So by that, get that shield initiator in. We're going to pick up a second command unit. Just for a card advantage. So we don't have any attacks incoming this round. He'll launch he'll reload his ion for his ion weapon, then he'll launch a Star Flare. We're going to see if we can get some decent attacks in, because we can streamline. This will reduce our laser attacks by 1 ordnance each time we fire one. So that's going to be paired pulse into a 2-1, into a 1, into a star flare. I'll drop the ratios because I want to repel next round. No, I don't even need to cast shield spells because he's doing ion damage. And ion damage only damage shields, not hull, but they will debuff your resource generation. With his weapon out of commission, it's not a big deal. So we'll go for asteroid ore. Unfortunately not enough for the capacity, but we don't really need it. We'll play the Relentless. Get in a prep volley. Fire from missiles. Discard the pulse. Unfortunately, no. Turn. So we took 10 ion damage. That's 1/6. So we disabled one of our hull regeneration, which is fine. He's taking a lot of damage in return. There went our free star flare again. Conservation as always into rearm. Yes. Then we'll catalyst pulse his shield. And I thought I had enough for a shield pulse, unfortunately not. Boomerang is going to hit us for 12 ion, which is fine. Flash shield is just a waste of resources at this point. I won't have enough for the target lock. I am going to keep my attacks. So I'm looking to fire both my paired pulses. I am not. There go my prep volleys, which will initiate another free missile from the missile lock. And he's just on 2, so we'll just laser pulse. Get a kill. We can get a final paired pulse. Torpedo is also awesome. Would have been better with our other build, but we have the prep volley, so we'll churn out. I'm gonna go with the final paired pulse. Damn, Zell's seriously taking advantage as this time. Our enemy has a shield buff. That means whenever it's shielded, our laser do 2 less damage. It's a good thing we have all those missiles to take out his shield. He also has a spread shot, which does damage and destroys any enemy missile, which is kind of against us. We'll start off with the asteroid ore. We have 11. There's 9 or 11. I can get out 3. So we're gonna start with the. Yeah, we're gonna go catalyst on the spread shot. Paired pulse. Get that one down. He's gonna get 4 shield, so that leaves about 3 and 9. Yeah, so we'll fire off the missiles. That means we'll get a free missile next round. I do not want to raise shields, it's a detriment when you already have shields. Discard that one, discard the pulse. What are we working with? We have a lot of hull. That means we can go into rearm, into target lock, into relentless, and go. We have 2 shields. What's it gonna do? 8. I'm gonna take out this live barrage, get some damage in. We'll flash shield. It's fine. It does 12, but removes it at end of turn. Hoping to get everything down next turn. Observation. Do I have? I have 2 lasers, so we'll go streamline. We'll start off with a paired pulse. Into paired pulse. Into laser pulse. Star flare. Nope, that's where it ends. Spread volley. And why not paired pulse? Yes, another firecracker, please. So it's the same defense here. He's got a PDC. Unfortunately, we can't take that out. I do not want to expand. Play the Relentless. If you do play Relentless, make sure you're playing your non-missiles first. Finish it up with laser pulse and get that firecracker in. Unfortunately, that's only 9 damage, so we'll not benefit from the free star the firefly. We are gonna go asteroid ore. That's 1, 2, 3. That's delayed. That's 6. We'll put up a flash. Get that card in. We'll just destroy the covering fire. I'll keep the ray shield and drop the repel. We have an hull, so that's rearm into target lock, into star flare for 8, into firecracker for 12. And we'll get that ray shoot up. So that's 20, so we'll be firing 2 of our fireflies. Double buffed by both the missile lock and the target lock. Now we are going to go streamline, catalyst, paired. Laser and lethal. So here's one of those engineering base shields. It's the Whipple shield. It reduces enemy flak damage for a total of 20 hull damage prevented. That's hull damage from any damage source, not just from flak attacks. Now I'll pick up the last firecracker. So we'll hit final space station, we'll take the sub cache, and then we have a decision to make on the pre-last node. So we'll install this Whipple shield on our laser armory, just because we can. Shop doesn't really have anything interesting. The missile pods are a really fun weapon. I'm going to get that hull, that reactor upgrade, and then we're just going to get a bunch of repairs. We'll put that one into more ordnance, why not? So we'll pick our subsystem cache, which is either supply cache or the assembler. They both do a lot of the same. The assembler is the best case, and for us, because we're playing a lot of conservation, that gives us 2 random resources every time we play it. So assembler into resource bay. Now we face the Starkin cruiser, because we brought our new friend Zan along. The Starkin are actively rounding those up. So now we are in violation of Starskin law by harboring a Newman spy. We can either hand him over or fight the Starkin. Just to let you know what happens if you do turn him over. Then he sounds like, well, do what you gotta do, Captain. And we are gonna hand him over to the Starkin. Or else you have to fight them with disadvantage, and then you have to fight the final boss as well. So we'll hand him over. He gives us some information. Hey, watch out, there's the boss. So we will not start with disadvantage, and they're even going to help us out with a missile launcher. So here see we start with that advantage. There's the buff, Starkin support, launch a volley of free firefly torpedoes every 3rd turn, which will be buffed by our missile lock. So we'll start off with Asteroidor. That's going to give us 4 hull, but also give us 2 of any of the other ones. So that one we got 1 ordnance and 1 energy. I do not need the capacity. We will play the Relentless, and that's the usual combination. Get that catalyst going. Whoops. I kind of want to take out the Retribution and the shield. If you take out the shield, the fight becomes a lot easier. The Retribution, he retaliates every time he takes hull damage in a turn. No, I have 11, so I'll go Catalyst Pulse. So that's 4. Paired Pulse. That's the Retribution gone, so no buff for him. Into another Paired Pulse. We'll drop that on that shield, because I want to get that one down as fast as I can. His damage output isn't that great without Retribution. So there goes Star Flare. There you saw we took 2 hull damage, so our Whipple shield is down to 18. Which is fine. That missile lands. So concentration is giving us resources at this point. We have no shields, so we can go with the ray shield and get 12 ourselves. I'll play the target lock. It's a laser pulse. Hit that shield. And get a firecracker off for 12 next round. I'll keep that star flare. So those are the Starkin missiles. He's got 2 attacks going, so I'll repel. Don't need that flash shield. Unfortunately, we're low on energy. I would have liked to play everything. But we'll go. No, we'll go double firecracker for 12. Drop the star flare. Keep the 2 paired pulses. And there comes the pain. And that's just simple 9 damage left to go. So that's paired pulsing paired pulsing. Grab that final upgrade just for the fun of it. Yeah, we'll get some more effort. It's a nice late game card when you have the hull and energy to spare for more attacks. And that ends our Breachway combat demo. I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and stay tuned for more Breachway content.